Alright, so before this review begins, I want to discuss my absence for the entirety of December and beginning of January. How do I phrase this? I was just kind of going through it. If you remember last year, I was struggling a bit around this time, and personal events did not make that struggling any better. If anything, it actively made it worse. So I just couldn't really bring myself to write any scripts or make any videos. The entire month of December, I wrote a best of year script, but I scrapped it because it was outdated and had a bunch of figures that I haven't even reviewed yet because my TFCon backlog is still massive. But I just wanted to address that so that way you guys know where I've been. I'm alive. I'm not dead. Don't worry. I'm still alive on this earth. Oh god, there's a hair in there that's bugging me, but I'm still alive on this earth, which is good. I just wanted to address that. So now that we're done addressing that, we can begin the video. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are looking at the Age of the Primes Deluxe Class Quintus Prime. But before we take a look at Quintus, I need to apply my facial disguise gear thingamadoodle bobber so that we can take a look at his box. So here's the box of Quintus Prime. You got robot mode, you got ship mode, Transformers Age of the Primes, Quintus Prime, the yellow text instead of the white text for the 13 primes. You got 15 steps right there. You got spaceship mode. On the side, you got the mural of the primes till all are one. You got Quintus, Onyx, and Amalgamus. Definitely not hinting towards anything there. On the second side, you get that same key art of Quintus blown up, holding the Ember Stone. Transformers Age of the Primes, Quintus Prime. On the back, you get your renders of Quintus with the Ember Stone. You get robot mode, ship mode, 15 steps, a bunch of legalities. There's the barcode if you want it, which those barcodes are very useful, and I will make sure to show them from now on for any of you out there on the prowl, on the hunt. Like I was looking for some some barcodes for some figures that I was looking for, and I wasn't able to find them online at all, whatsoever. So I'll make sure to provide those for you guys from now on. Now, let's look at Quintus. He looks really... What the blimey? Hold on. Hold up. There we go. He looks really good being this designed in toy form. I mean, they had to... Trying to make that into a toy must be difficult, so they did a dang good job. The head sculpt here... Let's bring the camera closer so I can scoot in my chair a bit closer, so that way I can just be closer to my setup. The head sculpt here is wonderful, and if you can't already tell, it has light piping. This little green mass on back has the faceplate attached to it, kind of like the Quintessons in a way, and he has light piping. You can tell when I do that, it covers it up, his eyes catch the light fairly well, and he has 6 eyes, so that's cool. The head sculpt is similar enough to the Covenant design without being identical. The arms are a bit blocky, but that's okay. It's Transformer, it needs to transform, so it'll be a little blocky. I really like these tentacle details here. They're actually hip skirts with clear plastic legs underneath. Luckily, the clear plastic's fairly thick, and the joints here, let me tease the transformation a little bit. The joint there is entirely pinned through the opaque plastic instead of the transparent, so I have no worries about that breaking. He has these kind of pseudo arms. I usually keep them tucked behind the tentacles, but they are there. They do exist. He's got the hands on them with 5mm ports. He's got these little nubbins, which I do believe are blast effect compatible. I haven't tested them, but they seem blast effect compatible. Yeah, but I just usually tuck them behind the tentacles and call it a day. My only flaw in bot mode is this whole assembly, the kibble on the back of the arms. It's there, it's not too bad, it tabs in fairly securely. Overall, just a fairly good robot mode. And let's back up the camera a little bit so you can actually see him. Now then, he only has one accessory, being the Emberstone, which, one complaint, so the Emberstone is in the chest, and you so much as tap this little green part, it comes loose. And you gotta open it up, push it back in, and then it's a whole thing. But you open up the back to remove the Emberstone, and it's just a little green rock, same transparent plastic as the legs, with Quintus's symbol on it right there. Unfortunately, it does leave the chest looking a little dull, like the torso area there, so I prefer to keep it in his torso. Just keep it stored in there, so that way it looks nice. And one cool thing, I found this at Target, and my Target at the very least, is still charging old prices, so I got this for $25 instead of $28. Yeah, that's cool. I really like that. He can hold it, of course, and then that's just his Prime accessory. Now, articulation. Quintus Prime's articulation is pretty nice despite his entire lower half looking like that. So, the head is on kind of a double ball joint assembly. There's a ball joint. How do I phrase this? Oh, God. The Emberstone. How much you want to bet that they made Transformers Earthspark just to give Quintus Prime a Prime accessory so that way they could put him in Age of the Primes and not have to make something up? No cons against Transformers Earthspark, I really like it, but so I believe how it works is it's a ball joint strut, like a dumbbell, and one ball joint is in the torso and one ball joint is in the head. So that allows him to look up that far, look down that far, tilt a fair range, and rotate his head about that far, which is probably about as far as you'd want. Shoulders, pull a full 360, they hinge out to the side, and hinge out to the side again. Get a bicep rotation, 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. Very, 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 very tight wrist rotations on my copy. Like, this one would barely move out of the box. Kind of like my SS38. Which, speaking of which, I did get SS32, the reissue at Walmart. And mine broke! Just like almost all of them do. So that's a pain. Not sure if I'm going to review that. Anyways, these arms, they're on pins, and I assume it's a mushroom peg in there so they can articulate. Each of these hip skirts is articulated. The back flap is one piece, but this front one is two pieces. And the legs are just your standard affair. You get a waist swivel up here. Hips can kick forward that far. They can kick back that far. Out to the side that far. You get a thigh rotation, single joint and bend at the knee that bends to 90 degrees, feet that can pivot down and pivot to the side to a very great degree that I just noticed. So yeah, overall Quintus Prime's articulation is really good, especially for being Quintus Prime with this design and everything. It's really good. Now then, size comparison time. I'm comparing him next to everything except Optimus because Optimus doesn't fit in my light box, which is part of the reason I didn't do the best of year review, because Optimus doesn't fit in here. So, first off, we have Solus Prime, and I'm just gonna cut to Alchemist Prime, the Apex Armor, Micronus Prime himself. Now onto the Voyagers, we've got Prima, Alpha Trion, the prime of time, Vector Prime. Now on to leaders, we've got Megatronus the Fallen. We've got Onyx Prime in his robot mode. And Onyx Prime in Centaur mode. Now, with all those size comparisons out of the way, we can get to Quintus Prime's transformation, which I fairly like. So, one qualm I have with it, you cannot rotate the head a full 360 degrees, which does kind of suck, but so first thing, you rotate the shoulders up 180 degrees, bring the biceps around, straighten out the arms, then you bring these shoulders up. And then you fold the arms in and bend the elbows backwards a bit in order to snap, or more accurately, slide the arms into one another. Then you untab, you cannot see that. You then untab these kibble pieces and shift them over the hands. Then you take the tentacles. Now there are two ways to orient these. And I put this later in the script, but I'm going to put it now. So you would rotate the waist, and then for the tentacles, you can either orient them like this, behind the ship, or you can orient them like this, using this little nubbin to tab into there, to orient them underneath the ship. I prefer this way, so that's what I'm going to do. So now with that, you lift up all of the hip skirts to expose the legs. Take these green panels and shift them up. There is a tab there that'll go into that slot, and that will lock the thigh rotation into place, keeping that all straight. Now, you take this whole assembly, shift it up, and it will tab into that slot there. This little area will tab into that slot up there. Then these two slots will go into these two tabs, and your customer service information is right there, I believe. No, that's not the customer service information. Where is it? The customer service number is right there, just for those of you who need to know. So you just, you bring the feet down, and then you tab those front hip skirts into place. There goes my cat. You take these back tabs, slots, and peg them into those tabs. Then you just take the side skirts, bring them down, place this mode down, and boom, vehicle mode. Vehicle mode is just squid. Like, I swear, just a squid. Not necessarily a complaint, it still looks nice, but still. It is very long, like longer than some Voyagers are tall, due to the fact that it adds all this length in the front with the arms and the kibble on the back. And the tentacle arms can be oriented in two ways, I've previously stated. Now, size comparisons. Let's see what we can do with this. We're gonna have to move the camera back. First off is Solus Prime, Alchemist Prime, Micronus Prime, Prima, Alpha Trion, and I'm gonna run out of space real quick, Vector Prime, and they're about the same length, Megatronus the Fallen, and finally, Onyx Prime. And there goes my cat. With all of that being said, let's get into some final thoughts. Overall, yet another great Prime to add to the collection. Now, not the only new Prime I got, however, very recently, but that's next weekend's topic, if I decide not to take a hiatus again. With all that being said, till next time, my fellow Cybertronians, goodbye and good night.